Hello and welcome to Tennessee Valley this morning on WTNB. Joe Palo with my lovely wife, Michelle.
Uh-oh.
You know, I did get my birthday gift. But last Wednesday was my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank
I didn't realize it.
Yes, and so my birthday gift was for this week that Kim wouldn't be here, and it worked. She's not going to watch this, so she'll be asleep. But yeah, so Michelle Baker has been kind enough to co-host with me today on this middle of the week Wednesday. Sure hope yours is going well so far. Got a great show, as Michelle knows. But before we get into our show, let's talk for a few minutes.
Okay.
Couple things. First of all, those watching, there's some that may be watching right now that know. Your husband, Rob,
Yes.
had a crisis.
He did
couple
have
of
a
months
crisis.
ago.
We called it the event.
Okay,
that's what
that's
the doctor
good.
called it.
That's
so
good.
it was the event.
Tell us about it and how he's doing.
He's doing really well. In the middle of October, my husband, 46 years old, had a heart attack. You know, you never think about anything at that age, nothing like that. So he's doing really well now, back at work. Thank goodness, because he was, you know, during the recovery of the heart attack, the doctor told him the hardest thing was he was going to feel good. He was, you know, you're going to feel good. We've got your blood pressure under control, which he never had blood pressure issues before. Never had cholesterol issues, no family history. He's not overweight. There were no reasons to think he was going to have a heart attack. But he felt so good during the recovery that I was like, you've got to go back to work. You're driving me crazy. So, you know, I mean, but he's doing really, really well. And I know a lot of people out there were praying for him. And thank you very much for the prayers. They were greatly needed. Pray for the wife, too.
Yes, got to do that. But, what, you know, and a great guy. Those of you that know Rob Baker, great guy.
Yeah.
And yes, at 46 years old, and he isn't overweight. There's nothing. But what now? For those watching,
yes,
somebody out there may think, "Whoa, I'm 46. I'm not overweight. What could have triggered that?" What did they say that they thought was a contributing factor?
They said the smoking was a very big contributing factor, and he has quit cold turkey.
That's
just quit cold turkey. It scared him enough to where he's quit. But I'll tell you, it's scary. And my husband's very stubborn when he's sick.
Most of us are.
Yeah, and it took me a couple days to convince him to go to the hospital and go to the doctor. Don't wait, okay? Don't wait. If you think you're even just starting to have, you know, some of the issues, you know, some of the signs, you know, indigestion, nausea and vomiting, chest pain, elevated blood pressure of any kind, you know, go. Just go ahead and go. I'd rather go to the doctor and them say, no, you're overreacting a little bit, than it really be an issue, you know. So this Christmas and Thanksgiving season, we are very thankful to still have our family together.
No kidding. No kidding.
Yeah.
And again, we hope Rob's feeling well today and continues to feel well. Those of you that keep him in your thoughts and prayers. But yeah, that is a scary situation. And with him feeling better, and I know he's back at work.
He's back at work.
And then you guys have got plans for Christmas?
Oh yeah, we're going to go to my hometown in Kentucky this weekend to visit my aunts and uncles and cousins, and you know, it just seems to be the one time of year we all are able to get together. And
so, and this is your family.
This is my family.
So Rob, when he goes, needs to take it easy. You need to tell your family that too. Say, now look, leave him alone. He's you know, had a serious problem here a few months back, and he can just sit back and relax.
Oh, it'll be okay, because I always thought, you know, even we've been married 21 years, and my aunts and everybody, they've always loved him more than they did me. So, I mean, we would go in to visit, and my Aunt Jenny, God love her, I love this woman. She's one of the most important women in my life. She would always look at Rob and go, Rob, honey, what do you want to eat today? And he would kid around with her, and he'd say, well, I'd love to have a pot roast and potatoes and this and that. And then she'd look at me and go, Michelle, we got to go to the store. Let's go. And she would make it all for him.
Of course, now he's not going to be able to say all that.
Now, if it tastes good, he has to spit it out since he's on the low-fat diet.
Now, what's his calorie intake, or what is it per day?
You know, really, he's allowed to have like 30 grams of fat a day, which really surprised me. We're lucky. He's a very good cook.
Good.
He's a wonderful cook, and we do a lot with spices. So you can add the spices. Just try to watch the sodium content in them. But the food can still taste good, and if you use different spices, you won't get tired of the same baked chicken or the same grilled chicken, or, you know, his biggest issue has been mayonnaise. He is a huge mayonnaise
Really?
lover.
Okay.
And we had to buy, I think, 5 different jars of light mayonnaise before he found
Found
one that he liked. So, you know, just really kind of cutting back on that kind of thing too. So.
Well, you know, it's strange. It was I guess it was this summer, but a friend of my brother's, same younger man like Rob, experienced the same type of thing. So he goes to the doctor, and they told him they thought he was having a mild heart attack, and they started going over his diet. And he's like, look, I'm eating better. I don't even drink like diet drinks or Cokes or nothing anymore. He said, what I try to do is to keep my water intake, or to keep the liquid in me, is I drink Gatorades. And so what happened, they found out he was drinking so many Gatorades a day. And if you look in the Gatorade nutritional thing, there's so much sodium in there.
Yes.
And that attributed to his mild heart attack.
Oh yeah, and it came.
And I never thought of that.
Yeah, and the crazy thing with Rob is, you know, we just didn't expect it. I mean, you never expect it, but it was never a worry for us because, like I said, no family history.
Right.
His cholesterol was great. You know, he's not overweight, but now on the low-fat diet, he's lost even more weight.
That's good.
Well, I don't know. All of his pants are baggy now, and he was
buy more pants.
I know, I love it. It's fine, but it was funny. He was standing in the kitchen yesterday afternoon, and he pulled the size of his pants out and says, "Look, can't touch this," and started doing the can't touch because they look like parachute pants on him. So, you know, he's just it's really, you know, it makes you kind of appreciate. You know, it throws things back in perspective a little bit, you know.
Makes all those little things that you may get, or either one of you get upset about, kind of fall
I
down
look
to
at him
the
now
wayside.
and go, you know, I don't always like you, but I do love you.
Yeah,
you know?
I do. Yeah, I did marry you.
I did marry you for some reason, but yeah, it really just kind of throws perspective, and his whole perspective has changed. He wants to try to get the kids together more often now, because you know it's hard to get, you know, with the age they are.
Yes.
You know, we always tried to spend time with family, you know, and we're a very close family, but now it seems to be more of a focus for him.
Yeah, and when they get older like that, they all go about their way, and go with their friends and girlfriends and your boyfriends and your, you know, but that's wonderful. I'm so glad he's doing better.
Yeah.
And listen to your doctor. Listen to your wife, Rob.
Yes.
I'm going to say that now.
The wives.
If you tell me to listen to my wife, I'm going to say no. You just listen to yours.
Listen to Kim. She's a smart woman.
Yeah, she is. And real quick, what's going on at Clare Bridge and Wellington Place?
Oh, the holidays are always so big at Wellington and Clare Bridge. We had our annual Thanksgiving dinner at Clare Bridge a few weeks ago, well, the week before Thanksgiving, and had about 120 people there. It's really a big deal. Last week we had our our Christmas dinner at Wellington Place and had about 150 there.
Man.
Had some singers, a quartet of singers from Lee University, and
I'm thinking I do, because our tower site's back behind there.
Yeah.
And when I go up there, I always notice the parking lot.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people parked all over. In fact, the place across the street from you guys, I think, has caught on to the little parking thing, because they made a bigger section.
They did.
Because it was like, you know. But it's a wonderful place out there, and a great location, beautiful location there.
Beautiful location. It's wonderful. You know, I get people always say on top of that hill, boy, I bet this is rough in the winter. And you know, we've got a great, I guess it's the city road crew. You know, that they are always worried about, you know, clearing that so we can get residents out in case of an emergency. And you know, it's just the holidays are fun.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
are.
fun.
They are.
We just have so much fun with our residents. So.
And of course, when it's over with, it is kind of like that. Everything
down,
just,
yeah.
But again, it's almost like a relief in a way. But then in another way, it's like, aw. You know?
Well, you know, and Dan and I used to talk about this all the time when I was on the show. I am not a winter girl. I am not. I am a summer girl. You give me my boat. You give me my river. I'm happy. I am good in the winter until Christmas is over. And when Christmas is over, that's my hardest time, between the 1st of January and the beginning of March.
Absolutely.
I can't do it.
And see, mine falls right after that first weekend in February after that, because football is over, and there's like, you know, you got a little bit of golf, you got some hockey, you know, you got basketball.
I'm a basketball girl.
I love basketball too, but if they're not on, and thank goodness now ESPN has pretty much a game every night, but if it's not on every night, it's like, what am I going to watch?
I know.
And that's that thing that comes in where you've got 600 channels on Charter Cable, and I go, there's nothing on.
There's nothing on.
You know, I can't find a game.
Now, are you college basketball?
I like college, but I'm more pro. I'm an Orlando Magic fan.
Okay. See, I'm a
from
college
Orlando.
basketball
Okay.
girl. Being from Kentucky,
Yes.
I don't have a choice.
Yes.
I love Kentucky basketball.
Now, do you know Autumn O'Brien, the president, listen to me, the principal at Cleveland High School?
No.
Okay. Autumn is a wonderful lady, and her husband is Robbie O'Brien, who absolutely, positively bleeds blue. Kentucky blue. Every time you see him, he's wearing Kentucky blue. It's all about Kentucky. He's upset when they lose. He's happy when they win. So
he's my kind of guy.
Yeah, you guys would.
He's my kind of guy.
Yeah.
Now, I love Tennessee football.
Yes.
I love Tennessee basketball.
Right.
But I cut my teeth watching Kentucky basketball with my dad growing up. So.
And Calipari, John.
He is a god.
He is a wonderful coach, and the reason why I believe he's such a better coach than he really could be is because he's Italian. See that Italian thing? Oh, I know.
You know, and I've watched him, coaching some of the games, and he kind of gives some of those looks like Pat Summitt did.
Yeah.
You know, that stare that, like, you just did wrong, and you won't do that again. And you're like, yes, sir.
And he,
he,
I'm telling you what, as a college coach, he is the man.
Yes, he is.
He breeds NBA players.
Yes,
That's
he
just
does.
what happens there. They just breed them in Kentucky.
All 5 of them, all 5 of the starters last year went to the NBA. So we're a young team this year. We'll get there. We'll get there.
And if there's anybody that's going to do it, it's going to be him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We've got Tammy Jensen from Sifted. Candace, Tammy Jensen from Sifted is going to be with us. We also have, of course, Ron Moore, our resident local historian.
Okay.
And we've got Tracy Shellhouse in the Shell House from the New Hope Pregnancy Care Center. And we'll talk with all of our guests and be back with more Tennessee Valley this morning after this. Stay tuned.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Football Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning on WTNB. Joe Palo, Michelle Baker with you this morning as your host. And we have with us right now our good buddy, our good friend, Tammy Jensen of Sifted Bakery. Couldn't even say it. Sifted Bakery.
It's because your mouth is watering.
I know. I'm like the corner of my eye is catching that, especially the gingerbread cookies. And of course, Candace Lewis, who works with you. You guys are like a big team.
We are a team.
And you guys do some wonderful stuff. I know we've talked about this, or you guys were on a couple of weeks ago or so talking about what we've got here, but we need to tell you about it again. This is some wonderful things. And, you know, what I'm afraid of, Tammy, is we're going to talk about this gift gingerbread thing again, and then the people watching that maybe didn't see last time are going to go, hey, that's a neat idea. And then there's going to be another 127,000 orders, and, you know, all before Christmas. But hey.
And we'll get them all done.
Yes, you will. Such is life.
By hook or by crook.
Let's talk about Sifted Bakery. First of all, your new location.
Spring Creek Plaza, across from, you know, the new Spring Creek Apartments, just about a block up from Ocoee toward the bypass, right at the foot of the bypass.
Okay.
And if you're coming off the bypass, we're there on the right. Lassiter's Coffee is opening on the 20th.
Yes.
They're there now. Jenkins is moving there. They're opening in March.
Okay.
I
It's
didn't
huge.
know that.
Yeah, it's very, 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 very busy these days up there at Spring Creek. We love it. It's a great location.
Oh, and
for
it's
us.
beautiful.
It is.
Absolutely gorgeous up there.
It is. It's a beautiful location. I have a funny feeling that we're going to see a whole lot of growth in that neighborhood over the next few months.
Well, it's amazing that the Spring Creek Apartments right across, I mean, they're just, I think there's a waiting list.
There is, and they've now started phase 2 just up from that.
Right.
And I'm shocked at how fast they're going up.
Yeah, no kidding.
But they're so nice.
Of course, Brenda Lawson and my mom, Sandra Rowland, that's my mom. What a wonderful job they've done with that whole development over there.
They have. They have been wonderful to us, and it took us a little while to commit. But they were wonderful, and they worked with us, and we're very grateful to be there. We have great neighbors. Yes. Everyone there. I mean, it really is like family. We all look out for each other.
Right. And with that, of course, you know, all the things that Sifted does will be there. We've got some of the stuff right here, as we can see on the table. Let's talk about what we have here for the holidays.
Well, right now we seem to be in full-blown cookie mode. We are doing cookies for schools and projects and parties. And one night I was laying in the bed and I thought, gingerbread men. Well, and I was decorating them all, and I thought, you know, everybody wants to do cookies with their kids at Christmas, and we all have these crazy schedules. And I thought, what if we used our wonderful recipe, cut them and baked them and gave them the icing, and on Christmas Eve, that time between dinner and the time the kids go to bed, it would be the perfect opportunity. Give them some cookies, a bag of icing, and let them pass that time. And they have been more popular than I ever dreamed
can
they
imagine.
would be. And so we're doing those. We also do all the decorated cookies. Our case is full of cakes. I did a Yule log today. It's beautiful. I'm excited to finish that this evening. Traditional bûche de Noël. It's a chocolate sponge cake, and it's filled with chocolate mousse. It's iced with chocolate ganache. It's decorated with slow baked meringue mushrooms. So it looks like woodland. And it's really, really pretty.
I'm hungry.
I haven't eaten.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we need to put some weight back.
I'm telling you,
agree.
and that would do it. Chocolate is good. Chocolate is a friend of everybody's. Not to
Amen.
mention it releases endorphins that makes you.
It's its own food group.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. Yeah, I absolutely agree. And our usual things right now, red velvet cake. And ours is 4 full layers. That cake stands probably that
wow.
tall. And our amazing red velvet cake with cream cheese icing, decorated for Christmas. It's been very popular. Coconut. It changes all the time, but they're beautiful, especially beautiful right now. And I was thinking earlier, what are we going to do after Christmas? I mean, how are we going to tie it all together and make it through to springtime? I think it was the same thing you were talking about. We're going to probably go through that little spell where you don't know quite what to do.
Yeah.
Well, fortunately, now you've got Valentine's Day on the 14th of February.
Yes, yeah, we do. But, you know, we all hate those days where you walk in the store and it's Valentine's Day and Christmas hasn't come yet. So I really resist doing all of that too early. So January might be a little interesting.
Right. Well, now let's talk about the other cookies you have here. We have some decorated. We got a Santa cookie. We've got a Christmas. Talk about some of these holiday cookies that you have.
Well, in the bakery right now, we have lots of snowman cookies. We have Christmas. We have the Santa, and they're bagged. The reason being that we thought, you know, all the kids leave cookies for Santa, and they're bagged and tagged. And I think they would be sweet in the stocking that Santa would leave. Beautiful. I mean, these are not your average cookies.
I love this one.
Yeah, I was working on him just before I left today, and he was delightful and sparkly every
You don't even want to eat that,
No,
though,
I
Tammy.
know,
Why would
that's-
you want to? That is
I
like
did.
a work
I bit
of
the
art.
head off of one today.
See, I collect Santa Clauses. That is my Christmas thing. I love Santa Clauses. I would want to keep him and display him every year.
Yeah, is there a way? I mean, I know it's a real cookie, but is there a way to like preserve that you could do that? Maybe, I don't know.
I don't know why you would want to.
Well, just what she
you
said, that's
make-
like a work of art.
You would make them out of salt dough and make them out of something that would last. I used to make them years ago from non-perishable materials.
I just couldn't eat it.
I couldn't either. I think he's too pretty to eat.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm sure he tastes wonderful, but I think he's too beautiful
They
to
actually
eat.
really, really taste good. They're not like your average sugar cookies. They're soft and they're really good cookies. They're not like the ones, you know, sugar cookies can be a little hard, a little dry. And these really are a little more tea cake-like in that they're thicker and softer cookie.
Right.
They're really nice. They're beautiful. Everyone loves them, and the kids come in, and we have little mittens and all the kids that come in the afternoon. I mean, it's small enough that even the small children can have them. It's not an overwhelming amount of sugar, and it's fun. It's fun right now. The bakery is decorated for Christmas. It's beautiful, and it's actually delightful to be there, even when you're there 16 hours a day.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Now, let me ask you, how do these come? Now, you buy one at a time? Can you buy a dozen? Can you buy a half dozen?
Now, if you need them in great multiples, you need to call and place an order.
Okay.
If you're going to do, say you wanted to do the snowman cookies, we probably will have a couple dozen in the bakery on any given day. But it just depends on.
Right, exactly.
So if you have, you know, an event that's coming up where you need a quantity, call us. We bake them special, make sure that they're ready, and they'll be boxed or bagged. Some are bagged. Some people don't want them bagged. So if they're bagged, they're great for gifts. They're great for stocking stuffers. If it's for a party and you're going to put them on a platter, then of course you don't want to bag them.
Right.
So it just depends on the cookie. We have done this year cookies that I never dreamt that we would do, and there's a few of them that I never want to do again.
Do again.
Yeah, I have a real short attention span. So I've done it a few times. It's like, okay, I need to do something new.
Right.
So I am forever changing. So you usually will not find a whole lot of the same thing on multiple days. The stand-up Christmas cookie, that was a fun one. It is a cookie on the bottom, a cookie on the top, and then those two are glued together and they make cute gifts. You know, you need those strange little gifts for people that you don't know what to buy, and a lot of people are buying them for those.
That's great.
When we do the gingerbread kits, you can either buy them as, you know, to use at home, or you can buy them. We'll package them, tie them up, put a tag on them, and they're beautiful, and your gift is done.
See, and this is such a wonderful idea, because I remember my children when they were young, and we would do the Christmas cookies on, you know, on that night, and it was some of the best memories. But then after a while, my husband started saying that Santa really needed blueberry cheesecake. He didn't want cookies anymore. Santa wanted blueberry cheesecake. So Santa started getting blueberry cheesecake instead.
Well, it's a lot of fun. All of my children and nieces, nephews, everyone came to my house. I was the one that seemed to do all of those things with kids. And I love it, but it's a mess. It's a mess, and if you're having company, you know, you may not, but all you do is cut the end off and give them the bag.
Just let them go.
That's great.
Well, you know, now for the adults, like you said, you're having company. I do know, and I guess they're famous now, is those, the cinnamon rolls.
Cinnamon rolls, yes.
They're famous. The sifted cinnamon rolls are famous now. So if you've got company coming over, maybe they're coming for Christmas Eve and they're going to stay till Christmas, I think you've got a little thing worked up.
We do. We have lots and lots of orders for them right now. We have a way of making our cinnamon rolls and keeping them in a cooler, and then you pick them up unbaked. You take them home, you put them in your refrigerator at home. At the bakery, it's a cooler.
Right.
You pull them out before you go to bed and set them on the counter. That's after everyone's gone to bed. So they don't know that you've just pulled the cinnamon rolls out of your refrigerator. You go to bed, you get up before them. The cinnamon rolls have risen overnight. They've come to temperature and they've risen up, and you uncover them, put them in the oven, and then they bake, and you have our icing, the amazing cream cheese icing, and you ice them all. And nobody even has to know that you didn't stay up and make the cinnamon rolls all night long.
And you can say, you can tell them you did that. I mean, if you want to
and they're
holidays.
big. They're, our cinnamon rolls are salad plate size.
That is huge.
And so it works really well, but you can cut them in half, and, you can serve multiple people from one. I don't know why you would.
Right. No. If you have a bite, you're going to want the whole thing for yourself.
Yeah.
Now, how many can you get at a time? How many is the order? Usually
the minimum is 12.
Okay.
Because a batch makes 12, and so we're running in multiple. At this point, I don't even know how many we will have to make, but a lot. But you have a minimum of 12, but you can order as many as you need. One lady didn't need quite 12. So she is going to do it, and then she's going to package up the extras and take them to her neighbors as gifts on Christmas morning.
That is a wonderful idea.
That is a great idea.
Yeah. I mean, the gift of food, of really good food, is always something that's welcome. I mean, we live in the South.
Oh, and what I think, though,
about the food
is the kind of food you folks make are what really is welcome. Like most people would love to get like a order of the cinnamon rolls in a box, then you just giving them like, here's a ribeye steak, take it home and cook it. It's not the same thing. Here's some cinnamon rolls you take home and cook. That works out.
That does work out.
It really does, and it's nice, and that's how I do them at my house. So I will be up with everybody else on Christmas morning putting cinnamon rolls in the oven, and it works. And I've done it for years that way, and it works so well. And I mean, we don't have to be at the bakery on Christmas morning handing out warm cinnamon rolls. And they'll be cold by the time you got them home.
Yeah.
Well, tell everyone watching your physical address, phone number, website, Facebook. I know you have all that. Let them know how they can get in touch with you.
We are in Spring Creek Plaza. We're between Paisley's and Me Time Salon.
Okay.
Our Facebook page is www.facebook.com/Sifted Bakery.
Okay.
Website is siftedbakery.com, although I have no time to update it. Facebook, everything is on Facebook. We're working on that. I'm going to have to get someone just to manage the website for me. And our phone number is 423-478-9550. You can call us if you have special orders or questions. We had a lady call whose grandmother made a certain cake every year, and she's no longer alive, but she had a recipe, and so she brought us the recipe, and we recreated her grandmother's cake.
Oh.
So we do anything and everything. We rarely say no, unless it involves fish.
Yeah, fish and cookies really aren't.
No.
But I think it's of course everybody in town knows by now. Sifted Bakery, award-winning Sifted Bakery.
We are. We won the Chattanooga Cake Ace competition last year. We beat the Chattanooga Bakeries. Nice one. Someone from Cleveland can outdo the big city,
yeah.
And we did. We won with our giant 42-inch deer cake, and we love cakes. We are booked. I think right now we have booked weddings into the beginning of May.
Wow.
Wow.
Folks, you need to stop by and see Tammy and Candace and all the wonderful sweet treats they have there at Sifted Bakery. You're sure to go home with something. Again, give them the phone number if they want to place an order.
423-478-9550.
There you go, Sifted Bakery. Tammy, thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Candace, thanks for being with us as well. Candace is over there to the side. She'll bring the stuff in. But we want to thank Tammy and Candace, and of course we're going to be back with Ron Moore. We got Tracy Shellhouse right after this commercial break. Please stay tuned.
Town Americana, where trucks are big and bold, and a handshake is firm, and your word is gold. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens is a $2,000 drive. Maybe you're coming from here or here, doesn't matter. Buying a truck from Don Ledford in Athens will save you at least $2,000 bucks. Don Ledford Chevy Buick GMC in Athens, a $2,000 drive worth making.
I'll take that drive every time.
Hello, I'm Bill Odom.
Hi, and I'm Tammy Odom.
We want to invite you to join us on Joyous Living Today for interviews, testimonies, and gospel music by special guests and Dixie Sunshine.
Right here on WTNB, Sundays at 4 p.m. and Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. You don't want to miss it.
Jesus, Jesus, the light of the world.
At Crawford Pharmacy, we offer custom compounding. Our pharmacists are known for their attention to detail and unique expertise. So visit us at 2260 Chambliss Avenue, Cleveland, Tennessee. For personal assistance, walk right in or come up to our convenient drive-thru. Crawford Pharmacy, serving our community one person at a time.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Featuring some of the South's most scenic views, the Mountain View Inn has been a landmark in the Cleveland community for over 40 years. Our executive guest quarters with flat screen TVs and excellent bedding will make any guest comfortable. Carrie's Restaurant is one of Cleveland's favorite, with one of the best buffets around.
Hello, and on behalf of the Hughes family, thank you for so many years of your business and your friendship.
This segment of Tennessee Valley This Morning is brought to you by Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland and 2120 Chapman Road, Chattanooga. For your next new or previously owned vehicle, make it Crown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram, the better way to buy.
Welcome back to Tennessee Valley This Morning. Joe Palo, Michelle Baker, your host today. We're joined by Tracy Shellhouse of the New Hope Pregnancy Care Center. And James in the background, he's like our photographer. You know, when they get ready to say cheese, he's yelling, smile, smile. So you were smiling.
So we're smiling.
But Tracy, thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you for having
we try to
me
have
again.
Tracy on from time to time talking about the different things going on at the New Hope Pregnancy Care Center. And I guess for the holidays, you guys are all geared up for something big.
We are. We're doing our annual appeal right now, which we sent out Christmas cards to those that have supported us over the past couple of years, just telling them we thank them, that we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for their support. And also for those that are looking for a year-end giving opportunity and things like that, letting them know. Last year was the first year we'd done it quite like this, and it raised almost $20,000
Wow.
from a letter and a card. So we're hoping for great things this Christmas too.
Now, how long will this be going on? Like for how?
Throughout the end of the year, and
Okay.
we actually, on into January and sometimes February, checks continue to trickle in. But people can go and donate and make a year-end gift. You can go to New Hope PCC for pregnancycarecenter.org, and there's a donate button or a partner button down at the bottom, and people could go ahead and do that now.
No kidding. You know, and for folks watching that haven't seen the show before when you've been on, kind of tell them a little bit of the background of New Hope Pregnancy Care Center.
Well, we're a pregnancy help center, and what we do is we offer help, hope, and accurate information to those affected by unplanned pregnancy. And that can be the mothers who may be pregnant, the fathers of the expected babies, sometimes grandparents, or the parents of the child who may be pregnant in the home. We sometimes do counsel only. We offer things like free pregnancy testing, options counseling, resources and referrals. A lot of times we are that great gateway for someone that's facing unplanned pregnancy to find out about all the help that's out there. And we provide part of it, but we recognize that we can't do everything well, so we can do a few things well. So we strive for excellence in those things, and the rest of it we help to network them onto other resources.
Right. And you know, I think people watching a lot of times too, Michelle, they think unplanned pregnancies are for unwed mothers, single mothers, young girls that happen to have gotten a situation. But am I not right in saying that maybe there's some married couples that have some unplanned pregnancies that want to know what to do?
Absolutely. I think a lot of times when people think about what we do, they do think of those 15, 16-year-olds.
Right.
And they don't realize that just last year, I think our age span was 12 to 52. And 15% of our clients are married. So those are 15% that are coming to us that are married, and some of them are excited and they want to be pregnant and they want the professional quality test. Some of them maybe are first-time parents and they're married, but they recognize that they would like to have some parenting education, which we can also provide. But we do have those that come to us that maybe already have had their family. They weren't expecting to have another one, and now all of a sudden they find themselves facing an unplanned pregnancy. Sometimes all they need is encouragement, sometimes they need resources. In our current economy, it is just a fact that for many it is overwhelming to realize that there are medical expenses, especially if they don't have insurance, and just the expense of a little one. We can help with those expenses, and we can help drastically reduce the cost of getting things like cribs and layettes and diapers and all those things in place. But you know, it is overwhelming, and we recognize that. That's one thing that I love about what we do, is we don't just go, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
We know it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. I mean, it would be a huge deal for me. I mean, to think about, I mean, my children
no
are 20
kidding.
and 21. No, it would not be a good thing.
I have 4, and I said my 4th was my final. So, you know, here I am as the leader of New Hope Pregnancy Care Center, and I know that God has a plan. I would still be in shock.
I would be too. I would not be a happy camper.
Yeah, I'd probably just have to take a week off work.
Yeah, yeah. So I can see how it would be really overwhelming, and even for dads.
Absolutely.
The dad, I'm curious, do you do training with the dads on how to, you know, like father training? You know, you hear about the new.
Yes, actually, we do have modules for that, but we are this year focusing on really getting our fatherhood initiative off the ground.
Okay.
We recognize that fathers in the home and being involved in the children's lives make a huge difference. They have great impact in the lives of their children. And those fathers that are involved during the prenatal months and within the first year of infancy, they have a higher statistical rate of staying involved in that child's life and a higher rate of staying within the home. And so we recognize that all of the involvement and equipment that we can provide for those fathers as we empower them to be good dads is going to have a long-term effect. You know, that's one of the things that's hard with what we do, is a lot of times you don't see immediate results. And so sometimes it's hard to quantify what kind of impact are we having. But you know, I have been at events and spoken at banquets and have someone come up to me that's maybe 20, 21, 22 years old, and they tell me, I thank God that you guys were here because my mother 23 years ago needed help and didn't know where to turn, and they turned to you, and I'm here today. And so those are the kinds of impacts that we see down the road. We've been here 26 years.
Wow.
And it is amazing the amount of lives that have been impacted, not only for those that are facing a pregnancy, but maybe those that are post-abortive that have needed healing and care and reconciliation, and someone to tell them that they're not alone. You know, a lot of times people think of us on the front end, and I hate to say it, but really on the saving the baby end, and they do not always understand that we love the parents, we love that mother, we love that father, and even if they choose to abort, it's not that we love their decision, but we love them and want them to know that we're always a safe place to come back to, that if they're hurting and they need help, they need someone to talk to, we're there.
That is amazing. That is so amazing.
I don't know if you know who Jay Baumgartner is from Blood Assurance, but he does a little he speaks to inmates in jails and that type of thing, men, about the thing of the family and fatherhood and that type of thing. And I was telling him, which I'll never forget it, but it was a while back, I was listening to a comedian that was talking about his upbringing and his dad not being around.
Yes.
And when he made all this money, the dad now wants to come back into his life. And he basically said that it was hard for him growing up because he lived by this moniker that you can't be a man till you see a man.
Right.
And so if you're a young baby boy being born, it's very important. And I'm saying that's even with a baby girl as well, but with a baby boy and growing up to be a man, to have a man in your life, and a man that's doing the right things.
Right.
So you can develop to be a man.
And that is part of what we're hoping we will see happen with the Fatherhood Initiative, is we are asking for men in our community to come forward as mentors. A lot of times when people think about volunteers for New Hope, they think that you have to be female. Well, there's a lot of great opportunities for men, and there are a lot of men who have either gone down tough roads, and they're still here today to say that you can overcome difficulties, whether it's addictions or just bad decisions. You know, whether it's a layoff and losing everything you've got and having to start over, or maybe being a single father, or being a dad that because of the circumstances wasn't able to be as much involved in their child's life as they would like. But we're asking for our men in our community to step forward and start mentoring these younger men that are coming through. You're exactly right. A lot of our dads that are coming through did not have a father in their home, or maybe didn't have a good relationship with their dad. What better way, can we expect them to just automatically know how to do it? Parenting has been the hardest job I have ever done in my life.
It is.
There's times that I look forward, and don't get me wrong, I love my family. Sometimes Sunday night, I'm like, come on Monday morning. And who looks forward to Monday morning? But sometimes it's like, I don't have to cook for anybody tomorrow morning, and I can go to work, and I can get in my office, and I can feel like I've accomplished something. Because, you know, a lot of times at home with 4 kids, you don't feel like you're accomplishing anything. You feel like you're cleaning up a mess and then someone's created too.
Right.
And so it's really important that young men who have not had the opportunity to be mentored, maybe didn't see their father as a good parent in their home, to have other men step up alongside them. It doesn't always have to be our dad. It is just, we need people that care. You know, for those of us that are mentoring young women that come into our center, I'm not their mom. I don't want to be their mom. But the fact that I am there and I care and it's unconditional love, that there's no stipulations on our relationship, that means a lot. And it can really empower them to make good choices.
Right. And what you said is correct, because Kim and I had been married a few years. Now, we got married young before we had our first child. And after having our second son, Matthew, kind of figure out some things you want to do and not do.
Yes.
Again, but I told my oldest son, which he was like, well, thanks, Dad. I said, no, I'm being honest with you. But I told him, I said, Corey, I said, he's 32 now. I said, the weird thing is when we had you, we didn't know how to be parents. I mean, I didn't know how to be a dad. I wasn't done being a son yet, and I had to be a dad. So I was still thinking like a son, and here I'm having my own son. And so there was a lot, I said, you were kind of like the experiment. So a lot of things you do, you think, well, I won't do that again, or that was good, I'll do that with the next one. And then I think after the second one, you got the same thing. By the third or fourth one, you got this thing down. It's like, you know, we've made the mistakes and we're not going to make again. But I don't think a lot of people realize that they take it just so nonchalant. And I know we did, Kim and I. We were just like, okay, well, we have a son now, you know, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to raise him, you know. And so, but there's a right way, there's a wrong way, there's a good way, there's a bad way. And all the knowledge that you can get prior to obviously helps to make the decisions that you make.
Yeah, unfortunately, they don't come with an instruction book.
Right.
You know, if you had an instruction book, it would be wonderful.
Well, come on.
You know.
The fathers wouldn't read them anyway.
No, they wouldn't. You're right. They wouldn't.
Only the moms would be reading the instruction book.
Right. Just toss it away.
True. Yeah. And I remember my husband, who is a wonderful father, great father. I remember at first he was very scared, and so one day I was like, "I'm going to the grocery store," and he goes, "Well, I'll get the diaper bag ready," and I'm like, "No, you missed that. I'm going to the grocery store," and left our firstborn with him, and they were fine when we came back, and he was much more relaxed. But you know, guys, just you're not bred to be caregivers.
Well, you know what I think it is. I always have said this, and there's been arguments I think either way, but it's the. Mothers are maternal, fathers are paternal. A father, some have and do, can absolutely, and I'm sure there's some mothers, but there's very few, can absolutely cut off the relationship, leave that family, and never have anything to do with that wife or kids again. The mother's there. That's their, you know, their baby that they're going to be a part of in their life. But I think it's a little different, and fathers have to feel more of that, if there's such a thing, that maternal feeling, than just the paternal feeling, because when you've just got that paternal, it's like, hey, I can be here or not.
Right.
That's not good for the kid.
But the involvement that you have with your child, especially during the prenatal months and the infancy, that helps men to connect and bond. And those dads that have the opportunity to sit and hold their babies while they're screaming and crying and change diapers and give baths and things like that, they have a much deeper connection than those that, you know, come in, read the paper, pat them on the head, hey, how are you doing?
Right.
And it's really important. And, you know, and two, we learn the battles that need to be fought and what to lay down. And my husband, he said, you know, that first one should be like a disposable child. And we have a 16-year-old daughter, and she's great and has a great head on her shoulders, and she's beautiful, and we're very proud of her. But we do look back and we go, oh my goodness, why didn't somebody say you're really messing up? And now we have our fourth, and you can see with each one where you've done a little better and a little better. And we get to the fourth, and she is just so outgoing and so well balanced, and she's just got this quirky sense of humor. But some of the things that I've laughed and I've told people, you notice along the way where you start realizing what's important. You know, with the first one, that the pacifier drops on the floor, and you pick it up and you go and you take it and you boil it and everything. With the second one, you pick it up, you run it under, you know, the hot water. With the third, you take a wipe and you wipe it off. With the fourth, you go, it's like, here you go. And she, you know what? She's still perfectly fine.
Exactly.
And but that's the other thing, is a lot of these dads and mothers coming to us, they need to know you're going to make mistakes. But it's okay. It's overcomable. Don't allow those things to put a wedge between you and your child, and for you to feel like because you've made a mistake that you're not a good parent, and it's better for you to not be there, because that is not the case. I will tell you, even our clients who have had bad relationships with their parents, They still love their parents. They still need their approval, and they still need their involvement. And every day is a new day. Every day is a new day to become a good parent today. Every
Absolutely.
battle, you know, you may lose some, but every single day you have a chance to do a good job.
Absolutely.
You know, and it will change their lives.
And all these wonderful things I'm saying, Kim, if she watches this, is going to say, what have you done with my husband and who are you? But with that you just said, there was a minister that I worked for years ago, and he was close, a little, maybe a year older or so than me, but he had kids, sons my age, and their relationship was so tight. And I used to kind of look back, and I always regretted not having that with Corey like they did. And one day we were just talking, and I said to him, I said, you know what? I said, I watched this, and I said, it kind of makes me feel bad in some ways because I never had that with Corey, and I see that you have that, and I just regret some of the things. And he told me, he said, hey, it's never too late to start. Right. You can start right now being his best friend from now on.
That's
and
right.
that could be, and I thought, you know what? He's right. You know, and we went through that as him a teenager and me, you know, that dad and the testosterone thing going berserk. Yes. But now, you know, whenever we see each other, of course, being Italian, you know, it doesn't matter where we are. We can be in Walmart. We'll kiss each other right on the mouth and, you know, just love you, Dad, love you. And so there is a relationship now that we developed as he got older.
Yes.
Which I think it's never too late to start, ever.
Agreed.
Now, if somebody's watching, Tracy, that wants to be a part of New Hope Pregnancy Care Center or wants to donate time or whatever, phone number, what they need to do.
Well, our phone number, our office number is 423-479-5825. You can also go to our website at newhopepcc.org. On that website, you can find out about volunteering. You can get all of our information. You can get our mailing address. You can drop by the office. I really encourage people, if you're interested in the organization, come by and let me know that you're there. Let me show you around. A lot of people, when they get there, after we do a short office tour, they go, I had no idea how much you do.
Right.
And that is common. I actually, at a board meeting last week, I had one of my board members say, you know, people need to be educated about what we do, because even as a supporter, until I became a board member, I had no idea the impact. We need volunteers. We always need volunteers. And I really believe that we have a great future ahead of us. We are making changes right now. We have a lot more to come. They're very exciting. And it's going to take some laborers to get the job done.
Yeah. So, folks, give them a call, help out. And this community is great as far as we always talk about.
Yeah,
it.
We do.
Wonderful community. So I know that that you folks will get much more help than what you already have. I'm
Absolutely. Sure. And, you know, and our community proved at our Walk for Life this year, we were shooting for $52,000. Right now, we already have that in hand with about $7,000 out in pledges. So it looks like we're going to do $7,000 better than even what our hopes were.
Oh, that's true.
And that, it rained. It was rainy this time on October 6th. And so we had about 250 less walkers. And what I have seen time and time again is God can do a lot with even less. And He has so blessed us. But this is a great community. I've been with 3 pregnancy centers, and I will say every community I've ever been with has been great, but this is the best one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he fed 5,000 with a few loaves, so he can do anything. Well, Tracy, thank you so much for being with us. We do appreciate you every time. Tracy Shellhouse of New Hope Pregnancy Care Center. We're going to be back with Ron Moore, talk about some local history when we return after this. Stay tuned.
Great local sports right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television. Keep up to date on all your Walker Valley sports news Wednesdays with the Walker Valley Sports Zone. Get a behind-the-scenes look at all the local high school area football with the pregame Thursdays at 10. And it's a Friday night tradition. Football Friday, every Friday night at 11 o'clock, right here on WTNB East Tennessee Television.
Logan Thompson, attorneys at law, have built a firm offering quality legal services to the people and businesses of Southeast Tennessee. We have achieved expertise in all areas of law in order to represent our clients in a manner they need, deserve, and have come to expect. Logan Thompson, with 9 attorneys and an extensive and competent support staff, is available to provide representation in various legal areas, including family law, Social Security benefits, personal injury, criminal defense, workmen's compensation, as well as business and complex litigation matters. At Logan Thompson, we have been building a tradition of legal services for over 40 years. We have developed the finest legal services and are proficient in providing you with representation you can trust. Give us a call at 423-476-2251 to schedule your free consultation.
Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast in Cleveland, is the place to find quality pre-owned cars and trucks. Kyle offers on-the-spot financing on all vehicles on the lot. Each pre-owned vehicle goes through a complete inspection to make sure each car and truck meets the Kyle Motors standard. Warranty and extended warranties available on all vehicles. Kyle Motors will sell you a car or truck that you will be proud to drive for many years to come. See Tony, Bill, Dale, James, or David and let them put you in your next quality pre-owned vehicle. Kyle Motors, 802 20th Street Southeast. Phone 790-7100. All right, folks, we're back on Tennessee Valley this morning. We've got just a couple of minutes left. The show's run so long as usual, but we've got Ron here. He comes every Wednesday with some information, some local history to impart on us. I know we've got just a couple of minutes. What was our topic today?
Well, we're going to talk about real quickly, of course, that in 1928 they put a 5-ton granite stone in a big brass plate over here near where Walmart is, on, near Paul Huff.
Okay.
And it was the birthplace of Jack Walker, Chief Jack Walker. Actually, his name was John Walker Jr., but juniors usually got to be called Jack. And if you'll notice now, that 5-ton stone and that brass plate that we put there in 1928 is no longer there. And we don't know where it is or where it went.
Whoa.
But we know about the time they started building the roads, something happened to it. I think it was probably a bulldozer. The plaque was supposedly taken off of the stone and taken to a local car dealership to be cleaned, and it was never found.
Oh, that's horrible.
But
That's
now
awful. Why would somebody steal that?
stone. But you know, it may be in somebody's barn or somewhere like that. And we'd love to have it back for the community. That was the Daughters of the American Revolution. They in 1970 they put up a metal sign there with the same information. It's still standing there now. But that was before they built the building where Five Guys, Burgers and Fries is.
Right.
And that's before they put the dumpster next to it. So we have a very historical marker here next to the dumpster and behind the bushes.
Move the dumpster.
Well, it'd probably be easier if we moved the sign somewhere. And you know, the little church behind the building at Five Guys Burgers and Fries, no ads here, but you know, there's the Presbyterian church, is closed, and I understand they're going to sell that property, and we're worried about development there, and that sign could be bulldozed over.
Right.
So somewhere along the way, we need to try to get that sign moved. Somewhere right in there. That's where Chief Walker was supposed to be buried, right in that area. Not exactly where we know. Where the Presbyterian church was where the Cherokee Farms or where his house was.
Right. So we need to get Mayor Rowland.
Well, it would require the state. We would need our state representatives and our state senators.
Kevin Brooks.
To move it down the street a little bit, closer to where United Bank is there, or where the Walgreens is, somewhere right in that area, out in the grassy area that's a right-of-way, and put that sign there. They're pretty hard to move because it's set in concrete, and we would need to get it moved. So that's just one of the things. You know, Jack Walker was murdered here in Tennessee. He was tried, the murderer, Mr. Foreman, was tried in McMinn County, and that case put the nail in the coffin to the Cherokee Nation because they argued that they couldn't try him in McMinn County because that was the state of Tennessee, and across the river where the murder was the Cherokee Nation. And they took it to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that the Cherokee Nation was not a sovereign nation.
All right, well, we're going to have to work. We're going to talk with Ron next. Let's talk about this next week as well, because that is a big story we need to talk about. But, folks, that's going to do it for the show for today. We want to thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time on Tennessee Valley this morning. Thank you so much.